welcome to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I'm your host, Liv. Thanks for joining me because I want to talk about something pretty embarrassing, actually, because it's always fun to do that. I haven't really talked about this, JW. I had major surgery, and I haven't gone publicly and talked about that yet. It's a really major surgery. It was 7 hours long. And I don't know how you feel about this, but as a lady, we tend to shave our legs. You know, it's not a requirement as a girl, but I think the men folk prefer it. Like, do you have any feelings on leg stubble of your wife? You got to tell your wife she's lovely no matter what. I know.
This was not how I imagined opening this show.
That's why I don't like to tell you things, because I knew you wouldn't know where I was going with this. So, but you like it when your wife shaves her legs, right?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, if you had a choice, if she said, I can either not, or I can, and it won't take any time at all. It goes like this. Magically would happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think, yeah, sure.
Yeah. But it's a pain. You shave your face?
Yeah.
Do you like doing that?
No.
It's not fun. No. So let me tell you something. Something that we do as ladies is we can get our legs waxed. Have you ever had your face waxed?
That sounds painful.
No, I cannot even begin to tell you. Like, it is so painful. So why did I bring up surgery, you ask? Because at the beginning,
I have no idea right now.
Are you so confused on this entire segment? Here's what I'm trying to get to. Before my surgery, I thought, after this surgery, I won't be able to shave my legs for a long time because my surgery was on my torso. And you have to bend over to do that. So I thought, I'm going to do myself a solid, and I'm going to get my legs waxed so I can go weeks without shaving as I recover from my surgery. Are you following now?
I'm following. Yes.
Okay. First of all, it was so painful. It was like out of control. Your eyes like water. Have you ever had that? I know you're a man. I know that.
My eyes have watered from time to time. Yeah. Every once in a while.
Pain?
Not from waxing my legs, but yeah.
Okay. Well, imagine your face getting wet. I don't know. Don't imagine anything. It was so awful. Okay. And I've gotten my eyebrows waxed. I've gotten my underarms waxed, and I'm very light skinned, and with light hair. Like, it's ridiculous. I am so fair. I hate it. I burn really fast. I don't have this beautiful golden tint that I do nothing. I just get more white, and I just get more fair, or I turn to a lobster. Like, those are my choices. Okay. What do you tan? Do you lobster?
I do a little bit of both.
You're a golden brown, aren't you? It's because you're athletic, and that's how Jesus rewards athletes. They get to have beautiful, I
feel like I get burned like the beginning of every summer, and then like that.
It just kind of like you can grow on that. Okay.
Yeah, well, then it goes away eventually.
Good for you. Yeah, I just think I have really sensitive skin because I tell you what, when I was getting my legs waxed, I was like, now I don't want to go to surgery. I was like, I feel like I need recovery now from my waxing of the legs, But now I got to tell you something. It's like a lot like thinner and like less hairy. I don't know. So I'm going to go get my legs waxed this Friday. Okay. It doesn't matter when people are hearing this or watching this, because in your world, I want you to pretend that means whatever Friday is coming up for you.
Tomorrow for them.
That's right. But I'm going for the first time since surgery to get my legs waxed. My surgery was 12 weeks ago. For me, in my reality. Okay, this is real time in Liv's life. And I'm going to go, and I got to tell you, I kind of want to take a Tylenol with codeine before I go. I'm scared. But here's why I really wanted to bring this up.
All right, let's hear it.
When I went to college, which you were probably an embryo, I love to act that we're like 48 years apart. Okay. All right. Fine. I went to college in 1995. Go ahead. How old were you? Was that first grade? Don't make me cry. 1995.
We're like 10 years apart.
Okay. Well, I don't know math.
I was like 5.
You were 5? You weren't even in first grade?
5 or 6. I was busy breaking my arm and knocking my teeth out. Yeah.
You really were in first grade? Yeah. This is the most depressing show I've ever done. Great. Moving on. I am going to go get that coating. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. You don't need it to wax your legs. You'll be fine. Just bring a stick and bite on it. So 1995, it's not that long ago. I mean, now it seems really long ago, but just pretend that it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it's not like we had covered wagons and salted fish in barrels, okay? It was modern. We had cars, okay? I even had a car phone in my car, but it was not connected to anything. But don't act like I didn't pick it up and pretend to talk on my car phone. I absolutely did. Anyway, so I go to school, right? 1995, I was 17 when I went to college, DW. My mother is the oldest of 10 children, and she has 6 sisters. So 7 girls in this family. So you would think having a mom who has so many sisters, right? And she was homecoming queen, and she was like captain of the cheerleading squad. I'm not bitter, JW. I'm not mad about this. I mean, I wasn't homecoming queen. I didn't have one sister. My mother taught me to shave my legs. See where we're going back to the legs? Are you excited about? Are you so excited that we are so focused on my shaving of legs?
Let's go there. We're already here. We're already on the way.
We're already here. We're here with an electric shaver that I plugged into the wall. Do you understand what that even means?
This seems problematic.
Do you know how uncool that is when you are the kid in the dorm that is like, hey guys, I have to shave my legs. And everyone's like, why are you telling us? Like, you just hop in a shower and do that when you're like taking a shower, Liv. And I'm like, hold on, everyone. And I plug in my shaver and like, what? Help me out, Mom. Help me out. Literally went to school with an electric shaver. It's so ridiculous.
I'm imagining the same thing that I used to like cut my hair, like clippers.
Yes.
And I feel like on the side of the box, it's like, do not put this by the bathtub.
Yeah. Well, exactly. You can't bring it into any type of like facility that has water. So there's nothing like dry shaving your legs, JW. It's like the worst thing ever.
Did your roommates complain? They're like, seriously,
Listen,
are you gonna clean up after yourself?
Let me set this up for you. In my dorm room, which was teeny tiny, I went to Texas Tech University, which is in the panhandle of Texas. So for people who don't know what that means the sticky uppy part of Texas. See how amazing I am at teaching the public all these things? This is West Texas, okay? West Texas is known for not much. Buddy Holly. Do you know who Buddy Holly is?
Yes.
Okay. Buddy Holly, okay. Texas Tech, Amarillo, because there's a famous song, Amarillo by Morning. Do you know that song?
I got it.
Yeah, okay. Sunsets, plateaus.
There you go.
That might be it. Like that's pretty much, you drive through it to get to New Mexico, okay? Like that's West Texas.
You drive through it on Route 66, right?
You can. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right. And Amarillo has the really famous like cars that stick up, the Cadillac graveyard. And it's got all that other, like Billy the Kid is right across when you cross over into New Mexico. You can go see the Billy the Kid Museum, which why, when we're in a cancel culture right now, why don't we cancel Billy the Kid? He was a murderer, yet he has a museum.
I can't answer that.
It's a good one though. It is a good one. You can pretend you're in the Old West. Anyway, so West Texas. I come from the big city in Houston. I'm going to West Texas. So it makes sense that I would come and decorate my half of the dorm room, which was super tiny, with Mickey Mouse. And I'm not kidding. JW, I mean, my bedspread was Mickey Mouse. The cork board that was behind my bed was all Mickey Mouse characters. I just want you to think about it.
All right.
How do you feel about that so far?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Are you surprised?
Maybe a little bit.
Really?
I guess I just like if I came to school and my roommate who I've never met came up and like, hey,
Mickey Mouse,
check out these new sheets,
and then plugged in their electric razor for their legs.
That might be, I might move after the first semester.
Right? It was my dazzling personality that kept her in the room. Actually, I think it was more, she was so excited to have a project. You know what I mean? I was literally everyone's favorite in the dorm because I was a constant makeover for everyone. Everyone's like, let's make over Liv, like all the time. It wasn't hard, you know? My roommate's name was Corey. Hi, Corey, because I know she's listening. No, I don't really know if she is. But if she does, her half of the room was Ralph Lauren. I'm not even kidding. It was for real. So you'd walk in and it looked like a split personality. Like it was like Mickey Mouse and Ralph Lauren. And she had photographs and she had frames and everything was amazing and organized. And I was a hot mess. And I would shave my legs in the room with an electric shaver.
That's rough.
Isn't that awful? Like I just want to go back in time and hug myself. And hand myself like a Gillette and some shaving cream.
It's all going to turn out all right.
Well, now I get waxed. Now I pay someone to shave my legs because I definitely am like, I never got a grasp on that. It's already painful. Let's just go ahead. So emotionally, it was already a painful experience for me. So do you see how I could segue into physical pain with my legs? It's the same. It's like fine. So the reason, to be honest, why I did the whole Mickey Mouse thing was because Lubbock is very brown. Like it's on a plateau. Texas Tech is very brown. The architecture at this school is absolutely breathtaking. It was built after a university in Spain.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that interesting?
That is cool.
It's got all this incredible architecture. There's like faces carved and there's words carved. I actually did an entire paper on the architecture of Texas Tech University. It's got bell towers. It's got like you go to Texas Tech and you're like, what is this? You know, like it just blows your mind because it is absolutely stunning. And one fun fact is in one of the back columns, of the education building, I want to say, is a portrait of the architect who built the university, like the guy who actually did the buildings. It's his face. So one of my favorite things to do with my kids when I bring them back to Texas Tech is, number one, if you ever do go, which I know you're writing this down, JW, when you go to Tech.
I'm going there. Like, as soon as we finish.
As soon as we finish. Listen, there's a place called Spanky's, okay? You have these college food places, right? I mean,
I've got some college food places.
Okay, we're gonna get to your college food places because I'm sure I want to hear what you did, and I want everybody to know where you went to school. And I gotta say, your architecture at your school is not that impressive. It's not known for its architecture.
Not known for its architecture. They did try to build it based on a small Italian town.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, wait a second. Okay. So wait, I want to say Spanky's real quick and then I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
Spanky's has fried cheese the size of your arm. I'm not kidding. Like this is not a Liv exaggeration. This is legit. For those of you watching, I am motioning my arm. For those of you who aren't watching, I'm motioning my arm. I love to tell everybody the same information twice. They're so good. Like, and the ranch. In Texas, we are very proud of our ranch, okay? And we like to dip cheese in ranch because we just want to make sure your arteries know they're not going to make it to the end of the meal. We take cheese, we deep fry it, and then we dip it in cream. And it is lovely, okay? So Spanky's has the best fried cheese I've ever had. You cannot eat one. You have to take breaks. It's a process. But Tech has absolutely beautiful architecture and no one should shave their legs with a razor that goes in the wall. So these are things that I wanted to cover today.
I think we had a Spanky's too, actually, for a while. No. It was not deep fried cheese dipped in ranch.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think there's a breakfast place in town called Spanky's. Maybe I might have gone to it once, but
when you had money for that one like you got a check from an aunt.
I think my parents came in town. We went to breakfast.
I love when the parents come in town because you're like, my parents are going to take us all out to eat. My parents had to pay for like 25 kids to get like a burger or like a steak. And they always hated me. My parents were like, we're not going to come back. You keep making us pay for people. I'm kidding. They loved it.
No, I feel like the people went to Spanky's for breakfast. I don't think it's around anymore. And we went to this place called Donna's, which I believe got shut down like a number of times. But
Donna's?
Yeah.
For health violations?
Something like that. I don't know. We always went back when it opened.
Wait, what kind of food was Donna's?
It was just like normal breakfast foods.
Oh, it was like a diner.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? How hard is it to make like scrambled eggs and fry some bacon on a big flat?
I don't know that making the food was hard. I think it may have just
Cleaning.
they just didn't clean it that great. I didn't have any complaints.
You loved it. Was it cheap? Was it like, did you have these cheap places that you would always, we had Taco Cabana, and that was a place you could go to like 2 a.m. and you could get like quesadillas. You know what I mean? Like easy at night.
I don't know. I think the only times I ended up going to Donna's, I hope Donna's was the right name of the place, but I was very close friends with a priest, and he would like every once in a while after our like Sunday mass be like, let's go out to breakfast. And we always went there.
So where did you go to school? Everybody's like dying to know because they're like, wait a second, there's this place called Donna's that can't keep open.
Well, Donna's not around anymore.
Donna's is gone, especially after this whole shutdown. I'm sure Donna's they didn't make it.
Yeah, no, the building's still there for something else. I went to Franciscan University of Steubenville.
It sounds like a not impressive school at all that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, no, it's just
Franciscan is like a legit, incredible university. But wait a second, I want to hear about the architecture because that's one thing people say about it is that it's you don't go to Franciscan University.
No, you don't go there for the architecture. But what I did hear at some point in time was that they were designing and planning the campus to resemble a CC. And you can kind of see it if you're like up further on the hill. You see how the roofs are slanted and how they're kind of, might choose like a color scheme or something like that. But not an exact replica.
You don't get confused though and think that you actually flew to Italy instead of Ohio.
No, it's very hard. Very hard to get that confused.
It's not that good. I'm just kidding. I actually just went to Franciscan for the first time ever because I don't know if you know this. I was a Franciscan student. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
I was an online theology master's student. And this part will make sense. It was actually when the pandemic started that I was like, this seems hard now. I now have all this time to get a degree. I'm going to stop. It was hard. It seemed harder, actually.
Do you think you just had other things going on?
Yeah, like wallowing
we should stop this.
In my sorrow. Right. Not being extroverted. That was a full-time job. Not seeing people. That took up all the day. So yeah, I actually, I just took down the other day that I go to Franciscan because it was hard to let that go because I was so excited that I was finally a Stubby person, and I have the sweatshirts and I had never seen the university until 2021.
Now you've seen it. Now
I've seen it. It did not remind me of a CC at all. I would have. You should have asked me. So, Liv, guess which Italian town? And I would have said none. Or I would have said some village. But actually, to be honest, it was prettier than I thought it was going to be because I've heard for so long that Franciscan's architecture is not whatever. But I have to say, I don't know, some people, architecture is a big deal about why they choose a university. My son wants to go to Yale one day just because when he watched Gilmore Girls, he thought that was a really cool place to see. And if you're going to study calculus, he's not studying calculus, but if you were, might as well be somewhere beautiful. So when we come back, we're actually going to have someone who is an expert in architecture. She is none other than St. Clair of Assisi Architecture. If you're following her on Instagram, you guys come back because you are listening to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am your host, Liv. And today I have an incredible guest who I actually met on the internet. Then I flew her to my home during the timeout that the whole world took. And it was before it was safe. So we were being pretty crazy. And she's actually coming virtually from her home in California. I love her two pieces. I fell in love with her more when I met her, but she is a brilliant architect. You might follow her online as St. Clair of Assisi of Architecture. This is Claire Obenson. Claire, hello.
Hi, Liv. Hi. Thank you for having me. It's awesome to you again. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I know. And now we can hug and now we can hang out and stuff, but you're not here. We're going to fly you back out from California to Texas so we can properly have a visit.
Amen.
Here's the thing. I got to say,
yes.
What?
Yeah. And I can hug Kana this time.
You can. You can. You and my daughter, I want to talk about that in a second because I was thinking about you and my daughter Kana. My daughter Kana was 10 when you met her, and now she's 11. And I want to hold off for a funny story with you two that I want to bring back up because you two have a special relationship, and I love it. It's so precious.
Yes. Oh, she's so adorable.
She's a big fan. But now, Claire, you are not a native to California.
I'm not a native.
You weren't born and raised in California. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
Well, Cameroon, West Africa, and Nigeria. But I spent the first 4 years of my life sort of in Columbus, Ohio, because my dad was studying at, I should say, the Ohio State University. I always
we need to emphasize that. We need to.
Exactly.
That's very interesting. The Ohio State University. Wait, I want to let you know something. JW went to an Ohio university.
Oh,
but it was not
one?
the Ohio State University. It was Ohio Community College. No, I'm kidding. It was Franciscan University. Have you heard of that
Steubenville.
one? Yep, in Steubenville.
Oh,
but he can't wait to hear you brag about the Ohio State University. So your dad, you lived there for 4 years when you were little, when you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was a baby and so in Columbus, and then when he finished, we went back and we lived in Lagos, Nigeria, because he was a teacher. He was a college professor at the University of Lagos, Nigeria. So we lived on the campus, and my mom had 4 more kids, 3 more kids rather. Wow. I have a sister who was born in Columbus, and the rest of them were born in Nigeria.
Oh, poor kid.
So, yeah.
She's born in the Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I love it. And everybody else is in Nigeria. Oh, I hope she just wears Ohio State things all the time. Like, she just needs to go around. The Buckeyes, right? Is that the Buckeyes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go Buckeyes, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was right. So did you go there? Like, you ended up, you came back to Ohio.
So after, let's see, I grew up primarily in Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos is like the New York City of Africa, I would say, of Africa. It's very fast. Anything can happen in Lagos. There's so many possibilities. If you can make it in Lagos, you can make it anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
So Lagos is just, I call it my hometown. And so
I love it. Yeah, can we go there together sometime?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, I'm so here for that. Okay, so back to Nigeria. Okay, the New York City of Africa.
Yes.
Okay.
But I went to boarding school in Cameroon, West Africa, because my dad was originally from Cameroon. My mom was actually Nigerian. The language they understood between themselves is English, so we were raised speaking English.
That is crazy. Wow. So at least when they were in Ohio, they could let everybody know that they knew they were at the Ohio State University.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's fascinating. They spoke English to each other. Okay.
Yeah. And so we're raised speaking English. From time to time, my mom would speak her language to us, which was Igbo. She would speak it to us. So we understood it. My dad hardly ever spoke his language to us. So we don't really have an understanding of his language. So, but anyway, but while we're living in Nigeria, I went to boarding school in Cameroon. My dad wanted us to experience Cameroon. And so, it was, I was there in boarding school from about 12 years old till 16.
Wow. And you sleep there. You're like exactly. Harry Potter.
Yes.
You took a magical train. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that movie was real.
What movie?
Harry Potter, the books where he goes and he lives and he goes to board. I don't know much about boarding school. That's all I know. Yeah. All I know is that and Prince Harry and Prince William, the British children, they always go to boarding school,
Yeah.
I love it.
In West Africa, it's very common. Everybody goes to boarding school. So you get used to being away from home. I mean, when I was 12 years, I was crying once. As soon as my dad dropped me off, I was crying. I was homesick for about 2 years.
Oh.
But as time went on, I really grew to like it. I made a lot of nice friends, and I didn't even want to go back. So by the time I was 16 years old, I just did not want to go back home and all that.
You loved it.
I made friends, and it was fun. It was my formative years were really with the Holy Rosary Sisters, because the school was run by nuns from Ireland called the Holy Rosary Sisters. Yeah.
So do they all have Irish accents?
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's so great. Are you kidding me?
Cameroonian tint.
That is so wonderful. I just want to be okay. So that is fascinating.
It was fun. It was fun. So when I turned about 17, then I came to the US. My dad sent me to the US to study architecture.
Did you choose architecture, or did your dad choose architecture for you?
Well, he said I actually liked fashion design.
He was like, "There's no money in that."
Yeah, all my textbooks from school had dresses drawn in them with nice colors and all that, just mixing colors. And I think that's where I learned to merge and figure out colors and what colors go together.
Oh, I love.
With fabrics but I used to draw dresses. My dad said, you can't make a living as a fashion designer in Africa, study architecture. Those were his exact words.
That's because he didn't know we were going to have Project Runway. He didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't know Heidi Klum was going to save the fashion industry and Tim Gunn. He wasn't thinking. Who knew a supermodel was going to do that?
Yeah,
but now we know.
I probably would have been. Yeah, maybe I would have been. Let's see, Tracy Reese. She's a yeah.
You could, but you still can. I don't know. I believe in you. How are you with a sewing machine? Can you cut and make clothes, or are you now just so good at like just drawing things? Are you kind of a real architect at this point?
I think I'm good at drawing things. I'm just naturally very creative. I'm very original, and so whether it's clothing or architecture or industrial designing a car, I think I would be able to blossom in any of those professions. So architecture seems to be the route right now through which I can express my creativity. So no harm, no foul. I'm not mad at my dad. I'm glad he. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be up a creek without a paddle.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Heidi, so I can't. I love Project Runway though. So you go to the Ohio State University. I got to make sure I say it correctly. And it's in Columbus. It's Go Buckeyes, right? Which are peanut butter chocolate things. That's what I know as a Buckeye. Man. You went pre-med? What did you say? You went white?
Oh, no, I said scarlet and gray. Those are the colors.
Scarlet and gray are the colors. Yeah. Okay, so you go there. Do they have a good architecture school? Or was it just because your dad knew Ohio? Like, let's be honest. Let's be real.
Well, it was easier for me to get in there because I was a child of an alumni or alumnus. So it was easier for me to get in there. But they have a very good architecture school.
Claire, sorry. Look, it's amazing that we can talk this way, but sometimes we have little technical difficulties. So sadly, while you were telling us your story, we kind of lost you there because you are in California and we are here in Texas. But I think you were telling me about architecture and how you chose it because it was a good, I said, did you want to go there because they have a great architecture school, but you said your dad was an alumnus, so you could go there, but that they do have a good architecture school. So you did go to the Ohio State University for architecture.
Yes. And by the way, Ohio State, they tried to, I think it was 2 years ago, they tried to trademark the V in Ohio State.
And it didn't happen?
They tried to trademark, but I don't think it ever, it wasn't approved.
Well, we're approving it here. It's approved on this show, which is a big deal. So you're welcome, The Ohio State University. You have Liv Harrison's stamp of approval. Who
Thanks,
just
Liv.
went to,
Woo.
you're welcome. I've never even been there, but it's my favorite. No, I have no idea. So let me say this. When you came here, we brought you in and I've made it no secret because I'm so proud of you and I just think the world of you and I love your work.
Thank you.
Are going to at some point finish this amazing house that we bought. We didn't do anything to this house. We just, thank goodness we bought it last year and not this year when the market went crazy. The housing market is nuts. Claire, you know we couldn't have afforded this house. We got it during the pandemic because I don't know how. I mean, that was just God being nice.
Amen.
Amen.
Sister.
Exactly. And we brought you out because you're going to add some things to this home for us. But you made a connection with my daughter when she was 10. And her name is Kana. And you two just clicked and were so precious. And I can't wait to get you guys back together. But do you remember what Kana asked you to design for her? I knew you were going to laugh. She had some big ideas for you, Claire, for inside her room. And do you remember any of it? It had to do with dogs and animals.
Puppy, the best, no, what's it called?
What she want, like a puppy playroom? Like I think she wanted a loft and then the whole ground floor to be for dogs.
Yes.
And you were so sweet and kind. You absolutely were like, sure, that sounds like a great idea. And that meant we were going to have to get more dogs, which my husband was not into. But it made me think, what are some actual crazy things that people have asked you to do as an architect besides the 10-year-olds who want a puppy playground?
Well, no, I haven't really got many. I would say so. People are tend to be really measured. I would say the craziest thing is somebody asking for like a hatch in the floor, or those secret panels that they look like bookcases.
Yeah,
but behind them, there's something else. So
can you do that? Have you made a secret bookcase? Like, or you said no?
We at first I said no, but I was like, wow, this is actually quite fun. And we were going to do it, but we didn't have enough space to do it. But yeah, it would have been nice. Yeah.
Maybe we could do that in what you build for me.
Okay.
Kana would love it. That could be the doggy secret. I don't know what it could be. I also want a slide. Has anyone asked for a slide in a like a structure?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Claire. We're getting all sorts of incredible ideas about architecture from you. But you like going out of the box, wouldn't you say? You kind of enjoy the creativity of not just the same old,
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I like it when clients want to do something different, or when they want to go there, I would say. So if you want to go there, I can go there with you. I can even go further than there with you.
Ooh, I like that.
I would say the craziest thing was this guy. He was a retired architect, so he really didn't care. He wanted.
I love it.
He wanted this bathroom. It was in Berkeley. And I was just drawing around. He was sitting next to me as I was drawing. And when we came out, looked like a mini skyscraper, all glass and all that. But it was he said, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. And it was a bathroom, just a tiny little bathroom. And I said, okay, let's do it.
All glass bathroom.
Yeah, it was a glass bathroom. It was like maybe 15, 16 feet high. It was all glass.
Really?
In Berkeley, yes.
So being a guest in that home, you would have to bring a shower curtain or like a robe. You would need some type of privacy.
Yeah.
What was their solution on that, Claire, for people to use it?
Well, we did have a glass bathroom, and he sort of modeled it on the those English telephone booths that are red. Yes. So the whole thing was red, and it was built over a rock. And it was in the backyard, so it was nice, and it was off the master bedroom, so it worked. He had it was private. There was a fence there and all that. The only thing is if he had guests, it would have been something else.
You don't want the long guy to come early that day.
Yes.
You're going to lose. Some guy shows up and he's like, what's happening here? And then there's police involved, and that gets very scary. I love it. So as long as no other humans are around,
Yes.
It was an okay thing. You posted that on your Instagram, didn't you?
It is on, yes, it's on my Instagram. Yes.
I didn't know that was a bathroom.
The city of Berkeley was like, I just can't believe the woman in charge. She said, I just can't believe what you guys are doing, but we're going to okay it. And yeah,
you got the okay.
We got the. It was a long process, but we got the okay, and
you did it, and now
yeah,
he can see the
glad.
world as he does his business,
Exactly.
whatever that is. Showering, shaving without an electrical razor. We were talking about shaving earlier, so you can shave his face. People can watch or not watch.
Exactly.
Good for him, because you're in the San Francisco area. Is that right? So Berkeley isn't that far, right? That's kind of close. Wait, where is Berkeley? Or is that south?
Berkeley's it's probably about 20-30 minutes from where I live. Yes.
Okay, all right, good. Whoa, for a second there, I thought that was like San Diego, and I just really messed up.
No.
What we're learning on this show is I am not ever going to retire as a geography teacher. That is what basically I have proven. That's it. That's all I've proven on this show, is that I literally know nothing. When it comes to geography, my parents want their money back from my college education. That's what.
No worries.
Good. Don't tell them. Don't tell them that I don't know these things. So okay. So you get some pretty interesting things from people, like doggy daycares, apparently in little girl bedrooms.
Puppy playrooms.
I want to slide. Actually, I think we asked you if we could put like a fireman's pole for Kana to come down, because she was thinking about having a loft. And then I thought, what if she loses her teeth? She slides down this pole, and then we're in urgent care all the time. So yeah, our goal now is to be the craziest people that you work with. That is great.
Okay. Bring it on, Liv. Bring it on.
I love it, friend. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I want to hear something fun from college. JW and I earlier were talking about our favorite places to eat. Now, remember in college when some days you had money and some days you didn't?
Yeah.
So some days Taco Bell was your best friend.
Remember those days? I do.
Yeah. So what was the cool place, though, that the Buckeyes would eat? What was the cool college situation? Everybody went there to get pizza, or everybody went there to get, great pancakes. I don't know. What was the place, the spot?
Okay. So there was a place on High Street. High Street was the main drag running through the Ohio State University. There was a pizza place, but the place that I really liked the best there was a place called Rax Restaurant, RAX.
Okay.
And my sister and I, we would go there. We had never heard of all you can eat. I mean, it was such a novel concept when I came to the U.S. I was like, what the heck? How can
we are very pro eating in the United States.
Yeah,
we invented the buffet. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds like it's true.
Yeah. How can you spend $5 and eat anything on the menu? It was just really shocking to us.
Yeah.
But every Saturday we would take our books there and go to Rax Restaurant in the morning and buy the all you can eat, and would sit there the whole day just eating from.
And they were like, so guys, you can't actually live here.
Yeah.
This is not a study hall.
Yeah, well, it was just.
And they were lovely. Is it still there for the Ohio State University?
Think so. I don't think so.
Rest in peace, Rax. Rest in peace.
Yeah, have you heard of it? Have you heard of Rax?
No, but now I have. Okay. No, but I'm going to go look it up after this.
I don't even know whether they exist anymore. But yeah,
we'll find out. Somebody will have to let us know. Actually, my assistant lives in Columbus, Ohio. So Anna will now have a new job, and it is to find all of your favorite old eating stations and let us know if they're still around.
Okay.
So Anna's there. She'll get on it. That is now her full-time job.
Yes, go in.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure she knows High Street and everything. Yeah, just
probably.
Start from the top. I can't even remember, but start from the top and just walk down. There used to be a whole bunch of stuff. I can't even remember them.
It's a great town.
So any place that was all you can eat.
All you can eat. Do you do that now in San Francisco? Because you guys have some incredible restaurants, and I don't think they're all you can eat. You'll have great dim sum. That is like, I gotta say, my favorite. And there's an ice cream place, Mitchell's. I think it's Mitchell's ice cream. I don't know. That could be wrong. But anyway, I love San Francisco. I love the Bay Area because, well, you got sourdough bread. I mean, how did it go wrong with sourdough bread?
Yes.
I love it. Oh gosh. Okay, Claire, listen, when we come back, I want to do kind of a fun thing because I'm going to be really honest. I'm going to tell you everything I know about architecture right now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Frank Lloyd Wright. Are you impressed?
I'm very impressed, Liz.
I'm sure you've never heard of that guy, so I will absolutely tell you all about him.
Okay, please. I can't wait.
I know nothing, okay? I know nothing about architecture. I love it. I know and I appreciate it, but I don't know enough because that's not, my brain doesn't work with space and numbers and, you know, you have to.
I see.
Yeah, know what I mean? I just walk up to things and I'm like, that's pretty, you know, and I don't know at all why I like it. But I definitely want to get your take on some really famous buildings that I think and that the world thinks is awesome. But we want to know what Claire thinks. If St. Clair of Assisi Architecture, which that's her handle on Instagram, if these are buildings that you approve. And we want to know why. So when we come back, that's what we're going to do. All right, Claire? So nobody go anywhere. You are listening to It Is Not That Late with Liv Harrison. We're back with It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison, and I am your host, Liv, and I am back with the phenomenally cool. Like, if you are not watching and you're just listening, you're going to know she's cool if you're just listening, and you're going to know she's cool if you're watching. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing right now. Claire is so cool. I don't even know what to say. Friend, we're talking about architecture. You're coming from the Bay Area, and online you're known as St. Clair of Assisi Architecture, which is about the cutest thing ever, because I get it. You're Claire, St. Clair. I see what you did there. It's a little Catholic, but it's not too much. You know, it's like a little tease. And you brought it back because you are Catholic and, you know, went to boarding school with nuns, Irish nuns in Africa. That makes sense. And
the Holy Rosary Sisters.
The Holy Rosary Sisters, and then went to the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. Go Buckeyes for university. Who didn't see that one coming? So if you're playing bingo with Claire, you should be calling bingo at this time with what is on your card, things that you knew about Claire. Because all of these are very shocking yet super cool things. So here's the thing, Claire, I want to impress you one more time. When we left the last segment, I told you everything I knew about architecture, but that was a lie. I said all I knew was Frank Lloyd Wright. And I do. That's the only architect I know except for the guy that built my house. Okay. Because his diploma comes framed on the wall. I don't know if you remember that with the house. Yeah. From his architecture school. He went to UT Architecture School, and it does. It's part of the contract that his diploma stays for. I love it. I think that's so cool. It's fantastic. He's the only other guy I know, but I'm not going to say his name because I don't want people finding my house.
Oh, okay. I almost did.
You can come anytime. But all right. So I took Latin in school. I don't, it's a dead language, but I took it. And
it's helpful.
I thought it would help me on the SATs. I got to be honest, Claire, I'm not sure if it did. I'm not sure if it made much of a difference, but I did come out of it knowing the 3 types of Greek columns. Okay. Actually, I had to re-Google it. I didn't remember. There's 3 types, and I actually quizzed JW. I was like, JW, do you know the 3 types of Greek columns? And he was like, yeah, Liv. And I told him the names, and then he told me what they meant. So let's see if you can do better than JW. Oh, it's not that hard, okay? Because it's not that late.
I got them all wrong.
He did. He knew kind of the difference. Okay, so there are 3 types of Greek columns. Okay. They are Ionic, Corinthian, and Doric.
Yes.
Did you have an entire class on these columns at all? Was it even mentioned in architecture school?
It's like architecture 102.
Oh, okay. It's like
Yeah.
it's the bottom. If you can't get this, we're not letting you go on to architecture 103. It's a prereq. Okay, I got it. So let's see if you remember. Do you remember the differences between the Ionic, the Corinthian, and the Doric? Do you remember it all? Just take a guess. No one cares. No, not at all.
I seem to remember Corinthian being more intricate.
Yes.
And
That's the one I remember.
Doric is the opposite. Doric is the most plain, I think.
Ooh, you're right. So that means the middle is Ionic.
Ionic, okay.
Look at you, everybody. Round of applause. If we had a studio audience, they would be doing that. They would be cheering. Our studio audience is JW.
Thank you, JW. Thank you for
Oh, nice. Look at what we can do. Those were real people. Thank goodness for the internet. Okay, so you did fantastic with that. Here's what I want to know, though, Claire. There's some pretty famous buildings on the planet, okay?
Yeah.
I need to know from your professional opinion, okay? Put on your professional hat.
Yes.
All right, your Ohio Buckeyes State hat. And tell me, I'm going to tell you a name of a famous building, and you're going to say overrated or underrated. And for the people watching, you can even do a thumbs up because they can see you, and you can do a thumbs down. So you could be overrated, underrated. And then if you want to, maybe I'll ask you a little bit more information. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay. All right. Our first one, and I got this off of the internet, so we know it's all true.
Okay.
According to this site, which I have no idea if it's a legit site at all. My brothers could have put up this site in high school. I don't know. But it says these are the 20 most famous and iconic buildings around the world. This is it.
Okay.
This is the list. And the first one listed is something I've never heard of. We're starting off with a bang. St. Paul Cathedral in London. Have you heard of St. Paul Cathedral in London?
I have not.
You have not. JW, have you? Have you heard of this cathedral?
Yeah, I believe so.
You believe so?
I think, isn't that the main building for the Church of England?
No. Isn't that like, I almost said Buckingham Palace.
St. Paul's in London?
Oh my gosh. Because you said St. Paul's and didn't say cathedral, you're right. This is St. Paul's. I didn't understand that. JW's a genius. I see. I only heard of St. Paul. JW coming in with the win.
I missed the columns, but I got this one.
Is this a contest now? I have to say, I'm looking at a picture of it, and it looks more like a government building. It doesn't look churchy at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it too. Yeah. And I know it was designed by a famous English architect.
It was?
We studied Christopher Wren.
Oh, you know that guy? You had to study him?
We studied one or two of his buildings.
Wow.
Maybe this was one of the buildings, but I can't remember.
That's fascinating. I had no idea. None. This is great. Well, it looks very not cathedral-y at all. I think they should rename it.
Oh, darn.
I think it should be called, it might be a church inside. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next building, Claire, and see what you think. This is actually number 3 on the list. I don't know if they're going in order. I got to be honest, but I'm anxious to see your answer. The White House. Do you consider that? I'm trying to influence you. What are your thoughts as a professional on the White House, Claire? What are we feeling? Overrated, underrated? What are your thoughts?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah, it's fine for what it is. I mean, it houses the president of the U.S. and all that. It's okay for what it is, but
it's not Buckingham Palace. Yeah, it's not. It's nothing.
No.
Yeah, it's nothing to write home about. Okay, good. Thank you. Because I mean, listen, I don't want people to get on here and say like, oh, Liv doesn't. I love America. I love the U.S. I love D.C. I love the president, whoever's in the office. But I'm just saying, it's not my favorite building in the entire world. I'm just saying.
No.
You know.
No.
Right. Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad. No. All right. Leaning Tower of Pisa. Overrated, underrated as architecture. Not as a tourist spot.
Okay. I haven't been there, but I would say it's underrated.
Really?
The fact that it's been standing all these years it hasn't really changed that much from the original position. I think
true.
I would say it's underrated.
Okay, underrated. All right.
Yeah.
What about let's go on to India. Taj Mahal. Underrated? Whoops. Overrated. Overrated, underrated.
Maybe I would say middle.
Middle. I like it. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one. Okay,
Yeah.
why middle? Why? What is the why just middle?
Well, because everybody's always talking about it, and that has sort of ruined the allure for me. I mean, for example, if I went to India tomorrow, I don't know whether I'd go to see the Taj Mahal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As an architect, that's pretty interesting that you wouldn't go, to the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, because it's like I've already been there before, but I admire the sort of, it looks so paper thin.
Really?
And I admire that aspect of its architecture, and it's lovely to look at. But it's like everybody knows the Taj Mahal, so
it's overrated. Claire said it's in the middle. All right, so
Yes,
I'm going to ask you one more, and then I want to ask you a different question. Now, this is going to be really impressive because we're going to go all the way to Pennsylvania. And there's a very famous house there built by Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know if you've heard of this one or if you've seen it. You haven't been?
I've never heard of it, but no, I'm just kidding.
It's Falling Water in Pennsylvania. It's super famous. I don't know. I think it's his most famous house. What do you think? Overrated, underrated, middle?
I would say it's underrated.
Really?
Yeah. I like it. I like the cantilevers. The fact that those cantilevers have lasted this long. I was just walking today and I saw some cantilevers and I was like, I don't think that you would ever catch me beneath a cantilever.
What does that mean? Is that the ledge that's floating?
The balconies.
The
exactly.
Balconies.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
wouldn't
impressive.
catch me. You wouldn't catch me underneath one of those.
That's hilarious. That also makes me very nervous.
Yes.
Kind of like every bridge in Louisiana. I always hold my breath because I'm always like, I don't know if we should be driving on these. So don't walk under any balconies, according to Claire. But it's an underrated house. I am impressed that you think that. Have you seen it in person, Falling Waters?
No, I haven't seen it in person. I would love to. I would love to see it in person. But yeah. I admire. I like Frank Lloyd Wright's his braggadocio. You know, he wasn't he didn't have any false modesty about him. I just like his bombasticness. I mean, he knew he was good and he said it.
Yeah.
There was no hiding. And so that's what I like. And so that adds to me to the building, that someone with that much confidence could put out something like that.
It makes the building attractive.
So yeah, I think it's underrated.
Oh, I love it. Well, Claire, listen, this has been so great having you. I want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
There's a big saying I have on this show, and it's about giving yourself permission to be extraordinary. And you, my friend, are extraordinary. But would you tell me, what is it about you that makes you extraordinary? What is it about Claire that is that little extra it factor? If you could sum it up like in a word, give me a word. What makes you extraordinary, Claire?
I would say my originality, my creativity. That's 2 words, but
it's the same. It's hyphenated.
Trying to use trying to use something that God has given me to the best of my ability. Trying to use my creativity, my God-given talent to the best of my ability. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is so fantastic. Claire, you have to come back on the show. When you're here, when we fly you back, I want you in studio. And I want everybody to go follow you. St. Clair of Assisi Architecture. She is the best. I love you, friend. Everyone who's watching and listening. Thank you, Claire. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. This has been great. Don't forget to give yourself permission to be extraordinary. This is It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you, Liv.